Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another Cardwell's Cauldrons here. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And today, on Geektopia Island, we're showing a counterpart of a deck that we did. We did Too Cool for Gruul, and now we're doing Too Messy for Selesny. So, the Gruul's coming back, and it's going to show up what it can do.
Yeah.
Especially with the new set out.
It's got some silly stuff for it, so definitely look into it.
It does have a turn 4 kill, if possible. You never know what happens.
Yeah.
But to start it off, of course, we're going to do Rhythm of the Wild, because that enchantment is on an uncommon busted card.
Yeah, card is insane.
So it's 1 red, green. Creature spells you control can't be countered.
Hey!
Thanks! That used to be on rare cards. And then non-token creatures you control have Riot, which if you don't know what Riot does, it says whenever it enters the battlefield, you either choose it to have haste or a 1/1 counter. And the best thing about this is that there's no trigger when it enters. So like, let's say you play something with 2 power and it has a Riot trigger, it'll be a 3/3, so no one could respond to it with a shock. Like that's how Riot works. It automatically just comes in with that counter.
Nice.
So you don't have to worry about burn like destroying you that way.
Also, multiple Riot triggers do work that way. So if you have Riot here and Riot there, they both trigger. So you're like, this first one gives a counter, the second one gives it haste.
And then swing.
It's silly.
You can give it double haste, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. It doesn't get to attack from your hand, I'm sorry.
Yeah, or from behind or anything.
Yeah, it's not a turbo slug.
Anything, or, yeah. Chibu! And, of course, the first creature to do is Llanowar Elf.
Yay, Llanowar Elf. Everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. I actually don't like it anymore for some weird reason. Because if you draw a late game, then you're like, pfft. But if you have Riot triggers, it can be pretty good. It can be a 2/2 or a 3/3 for 1.
Yeah, but Llanowar Elf is good in this for the simple fact that turn 2, you can either play that enchantment because it costs 3, which is probably the best play, or you can play this dude, Gruul Spellbreaker, which is a red, green, and 1 for 3/3 with Riot, Trample, and as long as it's your turn, you and him have hexproof.
Yeah, she's really ridiculous, and if you do a turn 2, have a 4/4, that's good, or you're swinging for 3 against control. You're just like, she's gonna die, just swing 3 on turn 2.
Rawr. Get there.
It's so good.
Yeah, she does a lot for it.
And the next card is what I love to play in all green decks if possible with the creatures, is Gore Claw. And Legendary Bear, 4/3. Creature spells you control with power 4 or greater cost 2 or less to cast. And whenever it attacks, each creature with 4 or greater power gets a +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. I love this card so much, and I want to use it. And I think this is a perfect deck, especially with Rhythm of the Wild. Even if you go turn 2 Rhythm, turn 3 Gore Claw, you have a 5/4 swinging. Just give it haste and swing.
Yeah.
Turn 3, you're swinging 5. That's cool.
Yeah, because Gore Claw already gives himself the bonus.
Yeah.
So you're just like, rawr, I'm a big bear. Just get there.
Rawr. And then next turn, you're just like, play dudes and swing.
Yeah. Next up, we got Rekindling Phoenix. 2 red and 2 for a 4/3 flyer.
Yep.
And when it dies, you create a 0/1 red elemental creature token with, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this token, return Rekindling Phoenix from the graveyard to the play.
Yep. Now here on Cardwell's Cauldron, we like to do a lot of janky stuff, and I know this card's not janky, but with Rhythm of the Wild, it's just too good. You can't just, like, so the first turn, you just give it haste and swing, right? And then when it dies and comes back, you give it a counter, because it already has haste. So every time, it's just a 5/4 flying. Haste. It's ridiculous.
And Gore Claw makes it cost less.
Yeah.
Just silly. Just silly.
It's just silly, ridiculous. And the next one is Skarrgan Hellkite, because I want to try it. 3/2/2, so 5 altogether, 4/4. It has Riot, it has Flying, and you can pay 4. It deals 2 damage, divide as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Activate this only if it has a 1/1 counter on it. Now, it has a weird stipulation because of that, but if you're able to do double Riot, then you give it haste and a counter, and you'd still pay 4 to deal 2 damage, to shock anything you want.
Yeah, and you're just going crazy with it.
Yeah, so it can essentially be a 4/4 haster if you need it to be, if they're tapped out and you swing. A 5/5 that can shock every turn, so that's 7 damage per turn. Or if you have the other trigger, then you have a 5 haster.
Dude is silly. When you open him in a draft, you're just like, great.
Yeah.
So thanks. I can only imagine what this dude's gonna do in actual standard.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Next up is our good old boy Carnage Tyrant.
Carnage T.
He's still there, man. 6 mana for 7/6 trample hexproof, can't be countered. I'm big, I'm angry, and with Riot I gain haste.
Yep.
So thanks.
And that's
or on counter because I can.
just because you want to do for the lulz, but most of the time you're like, yeah, let's swing for 7 on turn 5.
Yeah. He's just silly.
Turn 4, if you get 2 Llanowar Elves, like, it's ridiculous.
Dude's so good. For 6 mana, don't target.
Yeah, don't mess with him.
Yeah.
No, because I have to, because we're playing big creatures here, is Etali Primal Storm. Sorry you guys have to see this every time, but it's 4 and 2 red, and I want to make it work. It's a 6/6 dinosaur. Whenever it attacks, exile the top 2 cards, or top card of each player's library, and then you may cast them for any non-land cards exiled this way, without paying its mana cost. It's just 2 free cards. And everyone, it's like, it's a slow dude, turn 6, okay, whatever. Not with Riot, though.
Yeah, because Riot, it gains a haste, so that turn that, like, the turn you play it, it gains haste, so they don't have a way to answer it before you get to swing.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
And then you get 2 free cards, at least.
And God help that be one of the other cards in here. Or a Carnage Tyrant. You're just like, free Carnage Tyrant. Hey, thanks.
Oh, and your kill spell. Kill that thing.
Yeah, great.
Like,
woo.
Like, thanks. It's
solid.
It's really good.
Next up is a Ravager Wurm. It's the big angry worm of the set, man.
Yeah.
Red, green, and 3 for a 4/5 worm. When he is in the battlefield, choose up to 1, and he does have Riot. He either fights a creature you don't control, or you destroy target land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability.
Yep.
So like a Field of Ruin or any kind of like tap ability.
Search for Azcanta if you're able to get there.
Yeah.
Just destroy that. It's yeah. I really like. I want to like this card, but personally, I don't know why I don't like this card. I don't know why. It's good stats. Well, maybe it's the stats that throw me off, right? A 4/5 for 6 is kind of blah, but it has so many utility to it, then it's just good.
Yeah. I think he's going to be really good for it. He does a lot.
I think so too.
Most of the time, you're just going to be like, give him a counter fight bear because it's too good.
It's like, kill your Lyra. That's cool.
Yeah, because he's a 5/6 that doesn't care about what you have.
Yeah.
Because a 5/6 right now can kill pretty much anything worth it.
Yep. And Doom Whisper is not really used right now, so that's still good.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, to make it the turn 4 kill and the roundabout is, of course, Ghalta, Primal Hunter. We know what this does. It costs 12, but it costs less for each power on the field, and it's a 12/12 trample. So this is how you get turn 4 kill. So you go Llanowar. Turn 2, Rhythm the Wild. Turn 3, Goreclaw, swing. So they're at 15. Turn 4, you play Ghalta, because that's enough mana and power on the field to make it where you can cast Ghalta. 1 power for Llanowar, 4 for Goreclaw, plus 2, so 6, because they cost 2 less. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then tap Llanowar for 12. And then that's how you do it.
And then you swing for a lot.
Then you swing more than 15.
Yeah, bark.
Because it gets +1/+1 with Goreclaw, so it's 13 and 5, so 18 damage right there.
It's pretty silly.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. Of course, that's perfect hand, and if they're playing control and screwing over, then yeah, you got that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's just good. In a deck like this where you're just like, hey, I'm big.
And I swing really fast.
And I'm going to stay big and I can gain haste.
Yeah.
And God help you get him off of an Etali, because then you're just like, free Ghalta, he gets a counter.
Yeah.
I'm a 13/13 that doesn't care.
Yeah. It's pretty cute.
Yeah. Next up is the spells. We got Lava Coil, because it's just there to kill those dudes in your way.
Exactly.
Red and 1, deal 4 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead.
Yeah. Simple as
so
that.
Good.
You can probably switch the numbers on these, but the next one is Lightning Strike. You need control, so 3 damage to target any target for 2. 1 red and go.
Yeah.
And of course, the next one is actually the split card is Thrash and Threat. Thrash is really good. For some reason, it reminds me of Dramoka's command, but you basically, target creature you do deals power damage to another target creature. Instant speed, no less, for 2. And that's just really good. Like, sure, it sucks against control, but then you can have Threat, which is 2 red and a green. So 4, you get a 4/4 boar with trample.
Yeah, a beast.
A beast, yeah.
And Thrash also can hit a planeswalker. It's pretty neat. So you're just like, hey, shoot that creature or a planeswalker.
Oh, yeah.
Buzz out.
So there you go. That's insane. So you're like, they play Teferi, and you're like, okay, my big dude, before you bounce anything, kills that Teferi. Done.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And with that's it's literally 24 creatures and 12 spells, which makes it around 36 cards. And then, of course, you have 24 lands because you have high casting dudes. You need to hit that 4th mana if possible.
Yeah, and the lands are super easy. We have 8 forests, 8 mountains, 4 Rootbound Crags, which is the red-green buddy, and then 4 Stomping Grounds, which is the red-green duel.
Yeah.
Or Shockland.
And the mana pips are almost exactly the same. There's 1 green, I think, more than 1 red. So just having it all even is just perfect.
Yeah.
We don't really have a sideboard at the moment, but I do have an honorable mention, and it's Cindervines. That card is just really good against control. So 1 red, 1 green enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to that player. And then if need be, you can pay 1, sacrifice this, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. So if you lose game 1, because sometimes control that happens, and then you just play this on the play on turn 2, you can get to destroy their Search for Azcanta, their treasure map, or you just let them take all the damage.
Oh, you want to play an opt? Great.
Yeah. You want to try to get those Phoenixes out of your graveyard? Sure, take 3 damage before you do. Like, it's just kind of good.
It's pretty strong for a good sideboarding card.
For a good 2-mana sideboard card, it's just silly.
Mm-hmm.
With that is good old 2 Mezzy for Selesny. And if you want the deck list, it will be down below the video. And with that, hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island. Goodbye.
Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all of our future content, make sure you tap that bell.
And go ahead and check us out on our streams. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. And thank you for staying here on the island.
Later, guys.
Bye.